So today I want to speak briefly about the art of doing nothing, what it means to really slow down, why it's important, and yet why it's so difficult for us in our modern culture just to slow down and take the time that we need to essentially recognize peace within ourselves so that we can gain clarity and move forward with our lives, which is really important now more than ever. So going through this process I've seen for myself in my journey of going really far, really deep in wanting to deprogram this sort of colonized mind and this modern way of thinking and of being to come back to my natural state. So I've had to go through this process and really observe the process of others, which we might call part of this healing and awakening process that we're wanting to come back to our natural state, to honor our natural way, to be in our natural flow, and to break free from all of this programming to sort of reprogram essentially back to our natural state. So here what I saw was like this practice of doing nothing to allow ourselves the time and space to not feel this pressure that I must be doing something. Really breaks a lot of parts of ourselves and our ways of thinking, um, partly because of how we've been programmed so much about productivity and performance being how we gain appreciation and love from others and bring value to this world. So any type of response that we had as a child, and especially going through the schooling system, it was always based on productivity and results. So, therefore, we continue this pattern unconsciously, thinking that I must do something in order to bring value to this world. And now, in a stage where a lot of us might be running around doing anything and everything we can to try and feel busy, bring worth, bring value, and not even question or realize which direction we're going in. So I think it's a real problem now more than ever, partly because, with technology so integrated into our lives, we don't necessarily have those moments of slowing down and doing nothing and feeling this sense of discomfort or this spaciousness, the positive quality of doing nothing is that we can just breathe into this space and allow ourselves to be. And from this space, new inspiration can arise at a deeper level. And in a sense, it allows us, of course, also to gain clarity on even which direction we want to be going in our life, recognizing what's healthy for us and what we need in our life, but also what we actually desire in our life. So we're not just continuing to be in motion without taking a moment to evaluate, to assess, to question, is this even the direction I want to be going in? Does it lead further towards my health and my happiness? Or not? Is it just an unconscious sort of response and reaction that we're sort of caught up in each and every day without even realizing it, without being aware or conscious of it? So it touches upon our worth and our value in what we bring to this world, needing to be productive, but it also touches upon our inability to just allow ourselves to be without needing stimulation, without needing action. And so this is also becoming more and more difficult as life becomes so busy. And of course, in this busyness, we have more and more pressures, maybe of time and of money. So again, this driving force might be feeling this inner pressure that I must do something, and there's so many things I must do. Each and every day, you'll notice this list of things to do never actually ends and just continues to grow. And yet, it's not so sustainable if we're always needing to go 100 miles an hour each and every day. Our bodies, our minds can't sustain this for so long until we develop sickness, illness, or just struggle with anxiety and depression because of the out of balance of our daily life, of our weekly life. So naturally, we need times to slow down. We need times to allow ourselves to be, to detox from taking on information, and just taking time to feel, to listen, and see what arises coming up in that process for each of us as individuals. So it really is a deep process of allowing ourselves to be in stillness, not feeling the need to always be in action, always doing. And so I encourage you to experience this for yourself, to explore this for yourself, to understand what does it mean to slow down? How does it feel? What comes up for you emotionally, mentally? What thoughts are coming up for you? What ideas are you breaking free from? And recognizing the value and importance in your life to just slow down once again. So we can furthermore recognize the actual value that we bring to this world isn't based on productivity, but based more upon our existence and being in just allowing ourselves to be present in life, which is much more valuable often because our actions can come from a deeper place of observing, of understanding, of knowing how to support, how to respond to these things rather than quickly reacting to certain situations or things that are brought forward from others, that we can have the spaciousness, the capacity to breathe into it and to respond with greater awareness, greater presence, and be more just present with each of our actions as we are actually into action and into productivity, that we can do it with more presence, more awareness, and of course more love, because this is the great value that we bring into this world. And you, my friend, are magic.